Hey everybody, this is Hadrian. Thank you for watching. Let's play some more Crusader Kings II in our Lord of the Scots series. So this is going to make some of you really happy, one person in particular. I'm going to focus on building this episode because we really can't, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, we really can't do too much more in the way of conquering. Our current leader is at his maximum domain limit, and we could exceed that, but that would have some negative effects on us as a character. So what I would prefer to do is just focus on my capital province and some of the other neighboring provinces and just start building them up a little bit more. Now, one suggestion that I did receive, that's not a bad idea, our heir, Tarla Map Signod, does not actually have any territory yet. And I could give him territory as a way of reducing my domain right now. That could allow me potentially to do a little bit more conquering in the next episode or two. So I will also be pondering that. Oh, wait, one children lacks a guardian. Is this... Ah, my daughter is old enough to be educated. We're going to try and... Okay, we can't actually do it ourselves, so we'll have our son do it, which that will continue to improve his opinion of us. Again, we killed... we killed his son. We killed our grandson not too long ago. Some of you have reassured me that that wasn't actually that bad of a move. Crusader Kings II, you can do so many just hilariously horrible things. So I don't necessarily feel bad. Okay. You should invest in a technological advance. Okay. I get the point. Let's go ahead and invest in light infantry. Most of our armies are light infantry right now, so basically doing that gave us additional attack, additional defense, as well as the same for our archers. So given that we're tribal and most of our troops are light infantry, that should help us. It looks like we also have an option to do a second one, so let's take a look here and see which of these would be the best. Town infrastructure is probably one of the best ones to do. Church infrastructure, improved keeps. Yeah, I'm going to go for town infrastructure there. And it looks like I can still do one more, which is nuts. Let's... I don't think we really have heavy infantry yet, do we? Can I look? Is there any way for me to see that? On average? Not really. So if we raised our personal levies... These are... Okay, there are some heavy infantry in these, so that's good to know. So in that case, I will actually go ahead and invest in some heavy infantry advancement. And it also looks like... Yeah, we have a lot of military points to use. Tell you what, let's go ahead and do shipbuilding so that we can have boats and potentially... One thing that could be useful in doing is if we start getting raided, we can always take the proactive choice. It might be risky, but we can take the proactive choice of actually hitting back against some of the Viking raiders that come from this area. And we can do that, of course, in future episodes, because that has not actually started happening yet as a plot point. But it could. It's something that happens a lot when you're playing as an Irish start. It's annoying, frankly. It looks like we have a new duchy that we can create. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. So that duchy, Strathclyde. Okay, since we now own the majority of territory in this duchy, we can now create that duchy ourselves. And then there's the other one we've been looking at. So yeah, we now have, because we've conquered Demnonia, and the Irish populace in Ulster have embraced Pictish culture. Civilized peasants. Okay, that's good. So these guys are now Pictish. Let's have a look at our culture map, shall we? And you'll see what's happening. So you can tell that this is Pictish. And then this is Irish and Celtic. Religious-wise, there's still a Fraticelli presence here. I did receive a comment that was kind of interesting, that we could essentially we could allow Fraticelli as a heresy, which is very similar to Catholicism, to take over, and then use that. If we became Fraticelli ourselves, we could use that as a means to declare holy wars and take entire English duchies, which would speed up the conquest of this area pretty substantially. So that's something we could do. I'm not too keen on the idea right now, being completely honest, but it's just something that I think you guys might like to be aware of if you ever run into those kinds of religious difficulties in your own game. You don't have to just eliminate the heresy. You can use it to your advantage, which I think is an awesome part of Crusader Kings II. There's so many different little nuanced things you can do to help yourself towards your goals in the game. It's awesome. Tell you what, the more I think about this, I'm going to go ahead and give... Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and give Lut to my older son, which it will make him like me even more. And it reduces my domain to where I could do some more conquering. So that did change up our situation slightly. We need to have a new steward installed and a new court chaplain because our son was our court chaplain. But that's fine. We're going to go back to... Oh, wait, no. Don't need to do anything there. So we're going to send him back to... Where is it? Sursin? Yep, right there. And then also we're going to have our new steward. What are our options here? Oversee construction, local build time modifier. That also is very handy. So we're going to have him oversee construction so that things build faster in our capital territory. Speaking of buildings, let's go ahead and upgrade the... We could either do a market town or an Earth Hill fort. The market village, we could use 73 gold for. We have 79 right now. That would give us better tax income, which would help us build more things sooner. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll have the Earth Hill fort next. All right, so our other son has just come of age. He has become a skilled tactician. Pretty decent character from a fighting standpoint, not necessarily from a ruling standpoint. So that when he takes control of some of the territory when we die, that's not going to be fun. One thing I could do is I could go ahead and give some additional territory to my son, which would allow me to guarantee that he owns a certain area. These are our provinces. So our son will take control of those. I kind of want to give these two to my son as well. Damnunia and Ueron. And then I could definitely do some more conquering as well. We could conquer more of this northern Irish territory, which I kind of want. Here it is, the start of the Viking Age, the centralization of power in Scandinavia, along with a rapid population expansion, has begun to drive its denizens to look beyond the home shores in earnest. New developments in shipbuilding, an adventurous spirit, and a fearless belief in the gods are now taking Norse seafarers across the seas towards distant lands. They arrive as traders, raiders, and conquerors, and they call themselves Vikings. From the fury of the Northmen, deliver us. So now it's going to get annoying because we're going to be regularly fighting off raiders that are arriving from this area. Now we have one child that lacks a guardian. Our daughter was being trained. Oh, we can do it ourselves now, so that's fine. Our son was in our charge and no longer is. We can also appoint it. Ooh, wow. Holy crap. So the High Chief of Fortriu, you need to be... Wait a second. Hold on a minute. You need to be our marshal. It would be much better to have him as our marshal. Let's take a look and see if there's anyone else that can stand to be replaced. Plus, that helps maintain a good relationship. Apparently, we're no longer good friends. Oh, probably because... Yes. Okay, that explains it. This is his son. So our best buddy actually died. We're going to send him a gift so we have a good relationship with him. And we might also... Let's see if there's anything else we can do. Can I give you an honorary title? Let's make him the seneschal just like his dad. Just so that that duke is kind of placated. I didn't realize that had happened. How long ago did he die? He died comatose in... Oh, that sucks. He died comatose in bed on the 14th of June. So this year, actually probably this episode while I've been playing, it happened and I just missed it somehow. So yes, at the beginning of the game, the biggest threat when you start as the Pictish in this particular time period is the Duke of Fortriu. And because we were able to become best friends with the Duke of Fortriu, we didn't have to deal with that threat. And it's interesting. Apparently it's not something that happens very often. So we got kind of lucky with this particular run. And now his son will hopefully not take up the sword against me the way his father originally wanted to. One thing I can also do... Yeah, see, he's already trying. But we've just given him some additional influence. So hopefully... Yep. Bingo. Same thing that happened with his dad. Now we can try to become even better friends with him going forward. So, tell you what. Do I have any claims already? No, I don't. I have a truce with Northumbria. But let's go ahead and fabricate a claim on Tir Ilgain, which is over here. I would like to have this territory. And I have room to conquer one more... territory right now, unless I give additional land to my son, which I'm tempted to do. I want to give him Damnonia and Eureron. Thinking about it, that would mean that when he became ruler and he got the main titles, which hopefully he would have control over all this kind of central area, which would be us actually. We would transition from being this king to being that son. All right. A murmur was heard through the room when I judged the felon to death. It was a just sentence, if perhaps a bit harsh. Gained 15 prestige. Awesome. All right. How's the building going? Almost done. Market Town is going to be done on the 20th of January. Oh, hey. You know, one thing I can do right now, I don't have a ton of money to do it, but I'm going to do... Oh, never mind. I don't have enough money to do it. I forgot that you needed 25. You can't go into debt when you're launching a feast. So... just trying to think about what I can do to improve my relationship with the new Duke of Fortriu. Because he's a strapping young man, and he could pose a threat to me or to my son once the transition happens. So we are 71. Our wife, Princess Gisela, is 37. Her dad, of course, is Pepin Carling, whose sibling was... Hang on. Okay, interesting. So she was actually the daughter of the former emperor, and then Charlemagne, King Carl of West Francia, was her uncle, interestingly enough. Or actually, no. This is Charlemagne's sister. Huh. Your friend, Bishop Eunan, has sent you a gift. It is a small puppy, but of the finest pedigree and destined to grow into a great hunting dog. I will accept this gracious gift for some additional diplomacy points. Your new puppy has no name yet, my lord. What will you call it? Let's call it Faithful. Good news, my lord. We have received credible reports of a recent sighting of the great white stag in the province of Oriel. Saddle my horse. We will find it. So help me God. Meanwhile, we're trying to fabricate a claim on Tir Ilgain. So we're going to speed up the game a little bit more. Oh, good. We're finally losing the stressed trait, which will help us stay alive a little while longer. Or it might not, you never know. You have gathered your followers and your hunting dogs, and you have saddled your horse and prepared your weapons. You are ready to set out to hunt the great white stag. This time it will not escape me. So... Oh, yes it will. Because we just died. You have a new heir. If your character dies, you will now play as you end map Tarla. Okay, King Senyad II has passed over to Christ at the age of 71. He died a natural death. Long live King Tarla. And King Tarla is actually already 50. So we have gone from old man to old man. Marshal Chief Hunt Unuist told me about his ideas. I couldn't really understand what he was talking about, but he was adamant in his belief that this would improve the military. Let's adopt the Marshal's ideas. Now, how's our domain right now? Yeah, we need to take another look at our territory. So this is our personally held territory, all right? So we actually have, we're the King of Pictland, as you would expect. We are also the High Chief of Alban, so we are the de jure ruler of this land, even though de facto we only control these two territories. So that's something I guess I will explain, because I know some of you following along don't know the game as well, and it's something that's pretty easy to explain. It just takes a second to get your head around it, so bear with me here. Looks like I have a dangerous faction. I'll have to look at that in just a second. So when you are describing a territory as de jure in Crusader Kings, the way that I have always learned it is the way that Arumba explains it in his awesome tutorial series, which is as it should be. This is the high chiefdom of Alban as it should be. When you turn off de jure, you're looking at it de facto, which is as it is. And so, as it is, we control this much territory, and the high chiefdom of Alban is actually just made up of these two provinces. But de jure, the Duke of Alban, could actually have control over all this. And he has a right to declare war, an interfaction war, to actually claim all of that territory. So that's really all it is. It's as it is versus what it should be. A really good example of that is actually if the Irish king doesn't exist right now, but let's say that someone rose up and became king of Ireland right now. It's not likely, because I don't think even any of the duchies exist right now. They're all just separate counties. It's even more backwoods than Pictland is right now. If someone declared themselves king of Ireland, this land that we've conquered is de jure Irish, which means the king would have a right to declare war on me without having to fabricate a claim in order to retake these particular territories because of that de jure claim. After a while, the territory does actually become ours. After 100 years specifically, it drifts into our territory, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. But that's what de jure means. So we have open. Oh wow, we have a lot of open council positions. All right, our spy master. Oh wow, we don't have a good spy master, do we? Hang on. Got a lot to do. I'm going to keep it paused for just a second. We have pretty low diplomacy, so I should probably welcome back the Jews. We'll gain some prestige. All right, so we lost some gold, gained some prestige, and we also gained some diplomacy because we welcomed the Jews back. All right, so Chief Uridoc for Pictland. So it looks like my half-brother... Okay, this is my brother, actually. He is starting a faction. Wow, holy crap. He actually has most of the territory. He's much more powerful than me. Look at that, 3,065%. So we're pretty much just going to have to let this happen. So the arbitrary son that I was trying to make into a crappy character is poised to do a lot of damage to me, unless I can just do things, which it doesn't look like I really can. Yeah, I can't. Revoking titles would not be good. But at the same time, you know, wow, this is crappy. So yes, we're the king, but we have very little control over... We have very little land. I should have given more land to this guy, because now his brother is on a mission. Wow. That is unreal. I didn't realize he had such a bad opinion either. Alright, so we can't send a gift right now because we don't have the money. So he's probably going to take over, and we're probably not going to be able to stop him. Interesting. Interesting course of events. Alright, so we need a spy master. Let me not get distracted from that. Let's go ahead and give it to this guy, and then we need a court chaplain. Same thing. Let's proselytize. There's probably very little I can do to fight that. That's an obscene faction strength. Also, it looks like High Chief... So there's two factions now that are overwhelmingly powerful. Yeah, the Duke of Fortrio is also pushing to become king. Which... Oh, wow. This could be a very interesting turn in the series, given that this has just happened. So, alright. The following children need a guardian. So, King Sinyad is dead, and the kingdom is about to descend into chaos. Alright, who's the best character to raise? Oh, yeah, actually. We're going to let that person have them. This is our spy master. Plus, that helps raise our spy master's opinion of us, and you always want your spy master to have a pretty decent opinion of you. Just a suggestion. Make sure your spy master likes you. All right. All right, so let's see what happens. We're probably going to get a rebellion indicator from one of these provinces any second now. Or from one of these factions. Yep. Tarla, I name you a pretender, High Chief Unuist of Fortrias, the true ruler of Pictland, as recognized by myself and other nobles. Relinquish the title, or there will be war. Okay, so it turns out that the Duke of Fortriu is pulling the first move. If I were to say I will not be blackmailed and refuse, because I'm at war, I might be able to pull the other guy into battle with me. Because we're fighting for a title that he wants, and he doesn't want someone else to take it. Yeah, I'm going to say no. So we're about to see, yep, there it is. So rebellion has happened. He's no longer marshal for us. Now let's fill that position. So this could be bad. Hopefully not the actual end of the series. But let's, oh wait, let's slow things down. Now let's raise all of our armies. Wow, why are we so crappy? Why do we have so few men? And it doesn't appear. Now, can I raise a tribal army? No, I can't, because I don't have 500 prestige to do it. Alright, so somehow we just have very, very, very few men. Could be because of the low martial score. Hang on, let's take a look at this. Huh. Yeah, my mind is just blown. I'm really surprised that there are so few men here. Alright, so it looks like we're trying to go to battle. They have a lot more men than my son does, though. Or not my son anymore, my brother. Alright, so they're sieging up here. They're already taking territory from me. Not surprised. The ongoing civil war has caused both loyal veterans and various adventurers to make their way to Fib for the muster. A 4-man regiment arrives in Fib. Okay, that's not helpful to me. A daughter was born to King Tarla of Pictland and Queen Brethok named Mary. So the kings had a daughter. And this allied army is going to join us. All right, I need to go ahead and cut this episode here, even though we have a very interesting task ahead of us. So thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I upload new episodes in Lord of the Scots every day at noon Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT -4 for those of you not in the States. And comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a bit.